Hi guys, so today we will discuss, like as you can see I have mentioned here, like how to implement component did mount lifecycle method in React.js functional component. So basically to implement this one we are going to use the useEffect hook. So here if you see I have this particular app.js file, and here I will try to call an API when this particular component is mounting. I mean, when component is rendering at first time, at that time I will call an MPI, uh, that is mean like component did mount. Let me like implement component did mount implementation. implementation Okay, so first of all I will going to create use effect hook here. Okay, basically use effect hook will have two arguments. First one you can say callback method, and second one is my dependency array. So if I'm using the use effect hook here, I need to import first that use effect hook, use effect from React. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, like suppose that whenever my component is rendering at the time, what I want to just call an API. So this particular whatever we are writing inside this particular this use effect callback method, that will be run when that particular component is mounting. If you see component mounted. Okay, so whenever you like mounting this particular component, at that times this particular use effectful hook will run that callback method. So if, because I have provided here blank dependency array, if it is blank dependency array, it's mean whatever we are mentioning in the callback method, that will going to be run when that particular component is mounting. So for that thing, just okay, I'm just trying to inspecting. Okay, what I see here. Okay, okay, let me refresh in this one, and that component will be mounted. If you see, our component has been mounted. When this particular component is mounted at that, when this particular component is mounting at that time, that component mount callback method will be run. Here if you see, it's only run when we mounting the component. So let me give an example, like a real life example. Sometime what happen, we want to show data on our page. Whenever like that page is loading, at the time I want like first my API should call, and then should, I mean, then we can show that particular data on our UI. So for that purpose I can use axios dot get, and here I'm using the GitHub free API. I have dot then method, dot then I will get the response, and I can just console log that particular response. Okay, so that this particular response, or we can set this particular response into the or state as well. But here I will just do console log, and suppose that we are getting error from backend. In that scenario, what I will do, I will just console log error. Okay, here, so whenever this particular component is mounting, at that time this particular axis will call, I mean the first time that component is loading, that axis will call this API and we will get those data. Now we can show those data on our application. This is like use effect hook, how we can use as a component did mount. We have in class based component, we have component did mount lifecycle method. In functional component, how we can achieve same kind of functionality like component did mount. So here is the way like we can recreate that particular component did mount in functional component. For that we will basically going to use effect hook, and then in use effect hook this callback method will be called whenever that particular component is mounting first time. So if you see, if I try to, you can say refresh. Okay, I need to import Axios from Axios. Okay, let me try to refresh. Okay, if you see, I can see these data. I got those response from backend whenever my component is mounting. At that time I'm getting this data. Okay, one of the user I'm getting. So this is how we can implement the component did